Greetings, YouTube. In the past couple of hours, I recorded my super excited buff, commentary, and feedback video on my favorite X-Men, Gambit. It's interesting how in his animations of the banner for the champion spotlight, Gambit fills the screen, and yet Falcon, well, he's barely so fly. So we'll see if he's going to soar to new heights after this buff or still be somebody that you forget even exists. All right, so Falcon. We know he's a former Air Force man. He's Sam Wilson, quickly becoming Cap's close friend in the process. Experimental winged harness, blah, 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 blah. All right, Falcons Mechanics. Falcon's kit revolves heavily around managing the timing you apply your lock onto the opponent. You get the biggest bonus reductions in damage you can. Reduce the opponent's defensive ability accuracy by 100% to have them never trigger and evade. So that's awesome. Thorn's ability, which is something that Gambit got as a buff as well. Rock stacks ever again. Now, when they say rock stacks, you know he's going to be a Korg counter as well. Screw you, Korg. Stop stacking those rocks. Stop applying that Thorns-like damage. We are done with you. Get away. So, use this in tandem with his amazing critical damage. Amazing critical damage. We'll be the judge of that, right? And on-hit bonus damage to handle many of the most difficult defenders the contest has to offer. So they're literally saying Falcon's about to be a offensive war MVP. That's the question. That might be the title of this video. Because that's what the claim is, which is not something I ever expected to see. I don't know about you. So let's just keep scrolling down and see what this is going to be about. Okay, so strengths, anti-evade. With Falcon's lock-on mechanic, you can have the opponent never trigger an evaded gain. I was going to say an evade again, but technically there is no A in front of the game. On top of that, every time they fail an evade, you get bonus critical damage rating, letting them tear through any champ with a consistent evade. So that's really exciting when fighting somebody who evades randomly, or at least to me randomly, and that is Domino, because her random evade kills me. Even somebody like Ultron, and then of course you've got the heavy evaders, the Spideys, the OG Spidey, the Miles Morales. On-hit bonus attack, Falcon will now gain a passive on-hit attack increase against any opponent currently under the effects of Red Wing's lock-on. And then the high critical chance, this is what they're bragging about with this, and maybe he's going to be an incursion MVP as well. Falcon's signature ability has been increased further, and in addition, he now has a 100% critical chance. So you'll notice this is 100% critical chance and 100% general, but Gambit's is still 85%. Maybe that'll change with some synergies, I don't know. But what I do know is that I like when I see 100% critical chance. You don't want to fire off something you're counting on in a fight and have the RNG screw you, where it hits that 15% chance to not activate. And if you're in something like Alliance War, it's going to not be your friend at all, shall we say. This will give you a surefire way to get a critical when you need. To get a critical when you need. I was like, I read that wrong, and then I didn't. I guess it's just the sentence that was typed up. When you need it in any situation. Weaknesses, anti-crit. Well, isn't that obvious? Falcon's damage relies heavily on his ability to critical and pump out some massive yellow numbers. Running into a fight with Mr. Sinister can result in a pretty brutal matchup for Falcon's new kit. Okay, but in Falcon's defense, isn't Mr. Sinister a brutal fight for so many people who crit? I mean, there are very few counters that just go through them. Although my favorite Mr. Sinister counter, believe it or not, is Yondu. Shout out to Yondu. The following stats and abilities are based on a rank 5, level 65, 5-star champion. Falcon is a master scout and is always ready to lend a hand. His synergy bonuses all provide an additional 3% attack rating each. Recon scan. To begin a recon scan, dash back and hold block. If block is held for 1.2 seconds, the opponent gains a lock-on charge for 14 seconds. While lock-on is active, Falcon's attacks passively reduce the opponent's defensive ability accuracy by 100%. So, I guess it's telling you at the very beginning of the fight, just dash back and hope you don't have caltrops, right? Lock-on gains plus 40% duration while fighting science champions, but suffers a 20% duration when fighting mutants. I was going to say mutant champions. Again, the word champions is not there. Once lock-on ends, it goes on cooldown for 8 seconds. Falcon's basic attacks gain plus 3,152.5 attack. That's pretty significant. Developer notes, using Recon Scan, you can stop tons of your opponent's abilities, counter evade, thorns, or even Korg and Thing's rock stacks. And when I said rock stacks, I thought of Thing and I said Korg. So let's be honest, Korg and Thing suck to fight, but this is exciting, right? This is really really nice. Use Recon Scan wisely, as this is going to be the main way for you to gain bonus damage in every fight. On opponent's evades, Falcon's scanning system in his goggles recalibrates each time the opponent triggers a passive evade, increasing Falcon's critical damage rating by 134.4 indefinitely. I would really like to see this against Miles Morales. While Red Wing is active, any evade that the opponent fails to trigger will increase Falcon's critical damage rating by 134.4 indefinitely, and I do love that indefinitely. I wonder if that's going to cause him, if you're fighting, say, I don't know, and this might be a long shot, but like the Abyss thing, to have a pretty fun fight by the end of it. Falcon is going to go insane on the damage side if you bring him into a fight where you can match up against an opponent that will be evading often. You're going to be hitting for some massive yellow numbers. They know what we're after. They know what the drug is in this game. It's those massive yellow numbers. If Red Wing is locked on, Falcon's special attacks gain additional zeroed in effects. Special attack 1, 100% chance. Again, thank you for the 100% chance. Why is Gambit stuck at 85? Grr. 100% chance to inflict bleed, dealing 2,546.25 direct damage over 3.5 seconds. Zeroed in, 100% chance to inflict an additional bleed. That's awesome. Deep wounds will be a nice mastery for that. Special attack 2, opponent's physical resistance is reduced by 100% during this attack. Zeroed in, 816.67 critical damage rating during this attack. Additionally, the second hit of this attack gains, guess what? 100% critical chance. Can't say it enough. We love the 100% critical chance, or 100% in general. Speaking of 100%, let's go to the special attack 3. 100% chance to inflict an Incinerate debuff, dealing 3,880 energy damage over 10 seconds. Incinerate also removes perfect block chance and reduces block proficiency by 50%. That's pretty OP. Zeroed in, 100% chance to inflict a 25-second vulnerability debuff. Attack a vulnerable opponent, grants a 816.67 critical damage rating, and reduces block proficiency by 50%. That could be adding some massive yellow numbers too. If you're not in a fight that the opponent will be evading, this is going to be the best way to pump that damage up. Toss your special 3 and pound on the enemy. Look at you, Kabam. Pound on the enemy. Internet phrases in the developer notes. Signature ability, EXO 8. Recon Scan. Red Wing's lock on lasts 2 seconds longer and provides an additional 1,180.86 critical rating. That extra 2 seconds, I'm sure, will come in handy big time. Synergy bonuses, 130 armor rating, 155 critical rating, 3% attack, critical rating and attack as well, perfect block chance, attack rating. So kind of like Gambit, they haven't really tweaked the specifics of the synergies too much. They might not have wanted to go for that exactly when it comes to spending more time on recalibrating this champion. Deep wounds. Falcon has got some decent bleed damage on his special 1 and one of his main sources of damage when the opponent has no evades. Get some deep wounds going to increase that bleed damage. Hey, it's like I already said that. Double Edge. While he may not seem it, Falcon actually can be used fairly well with Double Edge, as he nearly never needs to use a special attack outside his special 3. So this is going to make him a suicide-friendly champion, because you are not going to take the recoil damage if you get to a special 3, since recoil is not involved in a special 3. So is Falcon going to be an Alliance War MVP now? It seems like Kabam is trying to imply that's the case, but of course, when you compare him to people you normally bring into Alliance War, particularly people like, I don't know, Ghost, I don't see people saying, I'm going to put Ghost on the bench now and bring in my Falcon. But maybe I'll be wrong. In fact, I hope I'm wrong. This is one of those times where the more useful this champion is, the better the community will be, because so many people have him and have hated the fact that they have him. So we're going to end this by flying high with the image of Falcon. I would love to get your feedback on this, just like I did for the feedback on Gambit a couple hours earlier. Thank you for that feedback, by the way. Have a great day, YouTube. I'm excited about these buffs, and I hope you are too. Thank you to Kabam for taking champions a lot of people already have in Falcon and Gambit and making them better, instead of just saying, hey, we have this great, amazing champion, and give us your cash in order to get them.